rather substantial presence.
No doubt, that's an understatement. He was, I think, one of the greatest big men ever. That people talk about Andre the Giant, and Big Show's actually a very agile guy. I had him up in the torture rack one time, and he was one of the easiest guys ever torture racked. I couldn't walk around with him once I got him up there, because I felt like an ant under a watermelon.
What's the key to being a good victim?
He was so tall and he's so athletic, the Big Show, that he basically put himself up in it, laid back and got over my shoulders, and I put my arm around his man, he was in it. Like really short, heavy guys are hard to get up in it because you got to bend over, try to get them up there. It's like pick up a sack of flour. Big Show laid up right in it. Yeah. So getting back to Yokozuna, he was so agile. Those island boys are such great workers, and he was one. I mean, I think he's one of the greatest top 3 big men ever in the business. There's a lot of good big men, but Yokozuna, I'll never forget the thing for him is. He'd hit him with like 2, 3, 4 clotheslines off the ropes as hard as you could. He wouldn't go down. Each one he'd go further back. And he'd have that long hair would come out of that thing when you hit him with the clothesline. And he literally could be on his feet and his hair would be touching the ground behind him. Almost like a yoga move.
Oh, leaning back.
I mean, think of the flexibility and the balance involved in that. I mean, he was absolutely an amazing guy. I mean, very light with his work. It was like a night off when you worked with Yokozuna. And to talk about, I was a guy who could bench press almost 600 pounds and thought I was pretty strong. And he talked about just a huge guy with incredible natural strength. Sometimes when we'd be on house shows, we'd goof around a little bit at the beginning. He used to just, I mean, he could just take me and like pick me up like a little kid and set me in a turnbuckle like I was 3 years old. Amazingly big, strong, agile, athletic guy, and a great guy. Him and I were buddies. We used to play when we traveled Europe. They put us on the buses together. Him and I were card buddies, and we used to play cards all the time. Just a wonderful guy, Yokozuna. I think that they're hoping that if Jorge work developed a little more, that, I mean, everybody loves there to be a giant out there, you know. I think they're always searching for the next Andre.
Yeah.
And not to ever replace Andre, but I'll never forget the first time I met Jorge was he was sitting down, and he had it looked like one of those little fruit juice cans, one of those little 4-ouncers. I thought it was one of those little juice cans, and he stood up and kept on standing up, and it was actually, he set the can down. It was a 12-ounce soda can. This was, I mean, I can see why they so badly wanted him to become a potential star. I mean, always he would have had his own niche. Obviously, there's not a lot of flexibility as far as what you do in the ring when you're 7 feet. He's about 7'8". He was legitimately the tallest wrestler ever.
Irrespective to skill, when someone like that walks into your office and you're in the wrestling business, you almost have to use him.
No doubt. And Ric Flair had the idea for him for a finish. He goes, I don't care what you do in the ring, Ric Flair, and he's a great teacher and mentor to guys. Rick wanted to get him to where he'd do the vertical suplex like Rick does and holds the guy up. And how Rick, he learned that from Harley Race. I was with Harley recently. He was doing great. It's great to see Harley again. But they pick you up in a suplex, they hold you up there for about 5, 10, 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Rick said, Jorge was so tall, Rick said, pick that guy up in the near turnbuckle, hold him up there, and but with the length of you and the guy, hold him up there for 15, 20 seconds, and then fall back, just kick your legs up, the whole ring will shake, that'll be your finish. It was brilliant. But there was something, Jorge, he was so tall that he had trouble getting that move down, but I thought that was a brilliant idea.
Yeah.